this is FantasyEsque and welcome back to The Sims 4 Vampire Amazon with the Salazar Coven. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it immensely. We are picking up the morning of our Royal Studies, which we'll be getting into a little bit more later on in the episode. The kids are going to have random skills that they need to focus on, picked by our scholar, I'm pretty sure? Yeah, usually the scholar decides. So all of the teens, I'm not entirely sure if the kids can participate. I think it's just the teens. So that's going to be exciting, but we are picking up way before that. It's not even 6 a.m. yet, which is when the Royal Studies is going to settle in. We are with two of our vampires, in fact. Queen Wisteria and her twin sister, the priestess, Lady Zelda. They're having a secret, private meeting in the castle. Now, what is this meeting about? So this is going to be of interest, so listen up. Essentially, the queen has been speaking to Zelda, and she feels as though things have gotten a little bit idle with the coven in terms of making strides to become powerful, conquest, all of these kind of things. In fact, ever since the ambassadors have died, and look, it's snowing outside, so pretty. Since the ambassadors have died, things have kind of gone a bit stagnant. And if you guys remember, I'm pretty sure after the abolishment of the ambassadors, our queen, who was pregnant at the time or got pregnant, we went to the autumn caravan, and then her relationship with Zelda got destroyed, and then when they came back, they weren't really on good terms and only recently have repaired their relationship with each other, so the queen is feeling confident enough to take this stride. She feels as though Zelda is in a place now with her dragons and all of the magical power that she's drawing from them to be able to do some research into the old way of doing things. In fact, the old way of doing some dangerous magic. And by dangerous magic, we are talking about devil magic here. So the thing that Lady Morgana used to practice, secrets that she learned from her own mother, Lady Amanda Devil, that kind of stemmed from the demon bloodline, right? Because that is or was part of their heritage. And I am not entirely sure if we have any Sims among our current ladies, our current vampires, or even males that are descended from the Devil Czar and then the Devil line, but that doesn't matter. As long as you are a priestess, you can harness that ability to do some very strange things. And Queen Wisteria has an idea of where she wants to apply this, right? As we know, she was pressuring Lady Soul in the beginning quite a bit to go ahead and make certain strides with the soldiers. She wanted them to become more ruthless. She wanted them to become, something that strikes fear into the heart of the citizens. And what Wisteria is implying to Zelda is, I want you to look through the old documents of Lady Morgana Devil and Devil Czar, and I want you to decipher pieces of their magic to use on our soldiers, because the queen has decided that she wants to transform the soldiers they currently have into demonic vampires. So we're gonna bust out the horns and everything. I mean, we really don't know what they will end up looking like. It might be a drastic change. It might be only a slight change. We're not entirely sure because this is magic that hasn't been dealt with before. So that's what she's tasking Zelda with. Now, the queen does not want to reveal this to anyone just yet, while the plan is fragile and she doesn't want anyone to sabotage Zelda in her efforts. So this is going to stay private between them. Nobody else is going to know about this until Zelda is ready to conduct some trials and tests. So that's what their secret meeting is about. Zelda's gonna take that, and she is going to be working on this in private, and she will come back to the queen when she feels as though she has something worth showing. So that's pretty much what we're starting off the episode with, and then we're gonna pick up. You can kind of see this spot, which is just before the library that we have, and oh my goodness, yep, the roof. It just ignore the roof. But we have the library on that side, and then we have down the hallway the kids' chambers, but those are all empty, so nobody's really in this spot. People usually tend to stick downstairs, which is why the queen has been wanting to have a private secret meeting over here, kind of in the middle of the night. So we'll pick up once we have the royal studies underway. It's 5 a.m. and we are actually at Forgotten Hollow with Yuki and then Lady Oriana plus Queen Wisteria, because Yuki aged up into a teen. We did a makeover and she has yet to be taken out on her first hunt, which needs to be done before we head back to the castle and get the royal studies going. So look at this! Look at this! I love Yuki so much. She is, guys. At this point in time, I mean, we still have 2 kids left. We still have Princess Aphrodite to age up. Look at this side eye the queen's giving. She's like, geez, child, have some patience. I know you're miserable, but look at all the flesh you'll get to have, or all the blood walking around you in flesh bags. Anyways, we still have Princess Aphrodite to age up, and then we have Ciri, who is still a toddler. She needs to be a child and then a teen. So I don't know overall who's going to be my favorite at the end. We'll have to see once everyone ages up, but at this point in time, Yuki, hands down, is my favorite teen. I love her so much. She's so pretty. Look at her. Oh, she's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And then we have her mother in the background over there. So lovely. You can see the similarities between them quite a bit. Quite a bit. So we're going to get our ladies to transform. The queen's going to take her first drink, and then her mother's going to drink and show her the ropes, how it's done. So I know you guys really enjoyed the first hunt we had for the dragon twins. So I'm glad that it was something fun for you guys, and I'm glad that I brought it back because, to be honest, I'm having fun too. Geez. What? Hold on a second. I need to get you guys changed. That's right. We're going to change. Transform into our dark forms. And then we'll get you to do the same thing. Because, to be honest, for the vampires at least, as gruesome as it is, I love the symbolicness of this whole process, especially because it was a tradition we used to have back in Generation 1, and it brings back so many memories, especially when you can, where is it? When you can see the Generation 1 Castle of Blood in the distance. Ah, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, Yuki, let's get you transformed as well. There we go, there we go. And then we get to see their dark forms more often, so that makes me happy. Oriana looks beautiful. The queen looks lovely. And then we, of course, let's get the queen dressed in her everyday, just because you probably noticed the most difference in that. Hold on a second. She's gonna be cool though, but who cares? Now, Yuki, when we do the makeover videos, I don't really showcase the dark form, so for you guys, it's probably the first time I properly get to see. I include it in the thing, but I don't show it in the pictures afterwards. Yuki, she has manifested her dark form in a very interesting way. She's got turquoise hair and green skin. Now, she has black eyes, does she? She's got black eyes, turquoise hair, or teal, kind of like teal hair color, and then she's got green skin. And I don't know what kind of blood is coming out in her, but this is all the dragon magic that we have currently, you know, attached to Wisteria's castle. All of those kind of things, they're influencing the appearance of our teens as they're growing up and they're, you know, having their dark forms and all those kind of things. There's some form of magical mutation going on. So there might be some parts of themselves that are kind of coming out from the bloodlines that have been subdued for a long time or inactive, or they might be just entirely new variants mutating inside them magically. So, or vampirically. So this is very fascinating. I love the way she looks with the green skin. I went back and forth with the skins. I wasn't sure which one to go for, but I think green looks really cool on her. So there we go. We haven't had a green vampire before, I think. Let's go ahead and get the queen drinking. That's right, the queen, a lovely queen. She looks gorgeous in her dark form, and we don't get to see her nearly enough, which is an absolute shame. And they might have to get inside pretty soon because I think the sun might be coming up and they're not going to be too happy. But let's get the queen inside. Look at how gorgeous she looks. Just lovely. Now both Yuki and Saphira are wearing purple in their dark forms, but I'm okay with that. I think that's fine. They have enough of a difference between them for us to be able to tell. Okay, yes. Look, she's having a discussion with Oriana and Yuki, probably, along with Oriana, the scholar, taking Yuki through the process, because with the Dragon Twins, they did this together. So they kind of had each other. They both weren't aware what was going on, but Yuki is on her own with the queen and her mother, so she's learning. She's paying attention. She feels miserable. She doesn't know how this is going to satiate her. Obviously, they've grown up hearing stories and being taught things, but it's a little bit different when it actually happens. The thirst is probably so bad that they don't understand how anything could get rid of it. So the queen, come on, let's go drink some plasma. Let's go drink some plasma. You have a mix of elves and humans in there that you could feast upon. Okay, now the queen's going on inside. She's gonna take the honorary drink. So let's get this done. Don't worry, Yuki, we'll get around to you eventually. This is also a very good way for them to get their power, like vampiric powers, increased just a little bit. So there we go. Look at that. How vicious queen. Vicious queen. Remember the beginning? Oh, geez, what's happening? Remember the beginning, guys? Sometimes I just misclick. When this used to be like what we used to frequently do, just Queen Sheba walking around drinking out of people, and then other Sims as well. So that's very fascinating. Oh, it's so lovely. I feel so bad for these Sims, but really I feel much better for my vampires. Okay, she's had a drink, and what's this? Look, she wants to go check out the statue of the goddess now. It's kind of cool. This is almost a chapel-like setting, but we have statues of the goddess over here. Almost as it's like a ritualistic ground, like a ritual ground. So let's get Lady Oriana, who is talking with her daughter. She's gonna come on inside. She's gonna grab herself a drink, and part of them teaching the youngsters how it's done is, you don't ask for permission. There is no compelling for a small drink, asking for permission. You just go and get it. You get a deep drink. That's how it works. Really? Look at this. Look at this, Sim. Look at her. She just blocked our path. Okay. We're gonna sit together. We're gonna sit together. We need Oriana to... Not Oriana, geez. We need Yuki to come inside with her mother so that she can actually watch her mother and learn how it's done. So we're gonna get her to do that. Okay, Oriana is going to... Okay, the queen's gonna be here as well. So the performance is also important for the queen because she's gonna be watching, right? And she wants the ladies to make a good impression on her. Okay, now that she's here, let's show her how it's done. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Oriana. Where'd you go? Where is she? Grab her. Snack on her. And, yeah, fine. You dislike fitness. Why not? Here she goes. Here she goes. And is Oriana watching? She's watching. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I keep... Sometimes you right-click and it just zooms you somewhere else. Okay. At first, I think Yuki was like, oh my goodness, that is graphic. But then she was like, ah, okay, I see, I can do that. I can do that. Right, so she's getting a good look, and now the queen's sitting next to her, probably giving her some last-minute tips and tricks, maybe calming her down if she's freaking out at all. So there we go. Nice. And it's really cute because Yuki is the queen's niece. In fact, I think all of the Sims we currently have are the queen's nieces, so it's really adorable. Okay, and now, Yuki, it's your turn, honey. It's your turn. Okay, you need to find someone and you need to feast on them. So let's get this one. She seems nice. She seems nice and delicious. Okay. Let's get going, Yuki. She's just getting some... Oh, geez. Okay, fine. Not that one. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. It takes a bit of back and forth to get, like, the hunts done. But it's worth it in the end. Here you go. Yuki, it's your first drink. It's your first drink, child. Oh, this is so exciting. Look at her go. And she did it. Oh, she's adorable. Yes, fine. They all dislike fitness. They're like, does this make our blood more delicious? And, okay, the queen's not oh, the queen's watching. The queen's, look at that. The queen's watching in the background. Queen's watching, all right. She's like, yes, yes, child. That is how it is done. Oh, so evil. So evil, but I love it. And there we go. Yuki looks, she looks so much like her mother. I keep wanting to call her Oriana, but she's not. She's Yuki. Yuki, I am so proud of you. You can sit at the big people table now. Excellent, excellent. Okay, now that our hunt is done, we can head back to the castle and meet up with the dragon twins to get the royal studies started. Okay, we are back at the castle, and the ladies have already decided, I think on the way, Lady Oriana was preparing this. I mean, she's probably been working on this leading up to the royal studies, so it's definitely not something last minute. But if you guys remember, when we started doing the royal studies, it was always meant to be something where the scholar basically looks at all of the teens in the household, decides where she wants their education to go or what she feels as though would be beneficial for them, and she gives them a particular skill to focus on for that day. Lady Oriana, being the current scholar, has gone ahead and done exactly that. So the Dragon Twins and Yuki have separate skills they need to focus on, so we'll be trying to give them each a little bit of that to do throughout this episode. Now we're going to start off with, let's see, where is Galaxia? We're going to take a look at the different skills that Lady Oriana has assigned to the teens. So Galaxia over here, she's going to be our priestess in line. And Oriana feels as though Galaxia needs to learn or focus on the writing skill. And that's something that typically the scholar would do. But I'm thinking that in Oriana's mind, if Galaxia ever comes across something like an aspect of the goddess, like her mother did, the dragon, if she discovers new types of magic, or she manages to harness something unique of her own, she needs to be documenting that in some way for future generations, just like so that the future generations can also use that ability or stay away from that ability if it's something dangerous. That is the reason why Oriana has assigned the writing skill to Galaxia. So I think we only have a writing kind of spot in Oriana's chambers. Like we only have a printing press there. So what we're going to do is install a brand new printing press. Here's the thing, do I want it to be down here or do I want it to be upstairs? I feel like if anything, it's probably going to be in the library. That to me makes a bit more sense. Let's see, I think that's what I'll do. Up, move objects on. Is that gonna work? Oh wait, BB. Sorry guys. BB, Move objects. Sometimes it is so confusing to type. We're gonna put this printing press here, and let's see. Where's the little plate? Thank you. Yeah, I feel like if anything, having it in the library makes the most sense to me. So we're gonna put a printing press here, and Galaxia is gonna be using this to practice her writing skills. So let's get her up here. Oh geez, she's feeling thirsty. We need some potions. We need to give out some potions. So let's see, Zora. I'm having Zora keep the potions in her inventory, and I think I've mentioned this in a previous episode. Because, wait a second, what's going on here? Oh, I thought he was picking someone up. Anyways, that's just a random, oh geez, tree! That is not what caught my eye. Something else entirely, okay, camera's freaking out. Something else entirely caught my eye that I was going to show you guys, but that's fine. We have two people in the snow here. Camera, there we go, those two people. I thought he was carrying her. I thought she was a child being carried, but no. Distractions aside, we're gonna get potions. I've been getting Zora to keep an inventory because our potions keep getting set on fire, and I don't know why that is. It never used to happen before, and then I took like this 4-month break from Vampire Amazon, and when I came back, suddenly potions were on fire. It was very confusing. We'll get her to drink that. Let me just check to see if anyone else is thirsty. Saphira and Zelda, they're gonna get thirsty soon. So why don't we give them some potions as well? Let's see. Give one to Saphira. Come on. Drop it. Thank you. And then we'll give another one to Zelda for later on. But let's get Galaxia up here practicing her writing skill. So she's going to practice writing. We're going to assign that to her. She's going to go up and get started on that. While she's working, we'll jump to Saphira, who's already in front of a mirror. Very fascinating, because Saphira is going to be our next champion. She's our champion in line. And Lady Oriana has decided that she wants Saphira to practice the acting skill. And this might be a bit confusing. You might be thinking, wait, what? Acting? Why? And I think the reason that Oriana wants that is she knows the Queen's quest, in a sense, to make the army seem strong. Part of that, she kept telling Lady Soul in the beginning, you need to look tough. You need to be tough. You need to toughen up. You need to be strong. So, obviously, Oriana doesn't know how like Soul Saphira is, or if she's like her mother and aunt, and she's, you know, really, really the epitome of what a Salazar is. Dragon now as a cadet branch, but she doesn't know if Saphira is soft or she's tough. And she, just in case, wants Saphira to learn how to be tough if she isn't. In actuality, if that isn't her personality, she needs to learn how to look it. And also, I feel as though acting, this would come into play if they're trying to strategize something and Saphira is in a situation where she needs to feign her death, if she needs to trick the enemy, stuff like that, is probably why she wants her to learn acting. So that's what Saphira is going to do. She's going to learn how to act tough. So she could learn over here because, you know, mirror's right there. But also, she could come down here, and she, I think, has access to Soul's quarters, so I'm kind of wanting her to come here and practice acting down in this mirror, which I think is the same mirror we have upstairs, but I think I'll like that better. Actually, before she does that, let's drink your potion. Let's drink your potion, and then we'll send her down. Yeah, drink a potion, go down, learn acting. Now, the hardest one for us to focus on is for Yuki. So Yuki's mother has decided that for her, she wants Yuki to practice the pet training skill. And I'm going to interpret that as Yuki learning about the dragons that we have, because right now, I mean, the only pets we have are dragons. Particularly the dragons that are under the service of Lady Zelda or being used by Lady Zelda to draw power from, because as we have mentioned quite a few times in the past few episodes, part of the change these children are going through in the dark forms in this generation is the presence of those dragons that are magically mutating them, changing them, bringing things out in their blood that wasn't visible before. So I think as the scholar who's supposed to be studying things and knowledgeable, I think her mother wants Yuki to know what's going on and kind of end this vagueness that the kids have about the dragon area, you know, that the priestess kind of has, but nobody really has access to it. She wants to break that ambiguity and make it clear to Yuki what this is and how it's affecting them. So that's what we have planned for Yuki. Now, in terms of how you're going to get around to that, we could have Zelda try and summon one of the dragons to the castle, so that's something we might do. We could send Yuki over to the dragon area, dragon area. Jeez. For a second, I was like, what is it called? What is it called? We do have the dragon area that we could send Yuki to, which I kind of want to do, but then that would kill the time we have with Galaxia and with Saphira, so we could get Zelda to summon one of the dragons to the castle, and we might work on it that way. Galaxia, I hope you're focusing, honey. Is your sister focusing? Your sister is indeed focusing. So that's perfect. This must be hard because she can't even see herself. So she's working on that. Did you drink the potion? Come on, drink your potion. Okay, she's drinking now. Sometimes the potions are faulty and it's really a luck of the draw, I feel. I don't know if that's helping her. Okay, it is. Now, can she summon one of the dragons over? We might get her to do that. So we've got Hinrik, Liwa, and Sinara. She's closest. Why don't we get? We'll summon Sinara. We'll try and summon Sinara because she's got the lowest relationship with her, and I feel like that'd be the most mysterious dragon to then to learn about. Okay, so she summoned one of the dragons, and I'm gonna assume that whoever we have at the Dragonarium looking after the dragons, is that her? That is her. Is the one who's dropped the dragon off. And look at how beautiful she looks. We haven't seen our dragons in a long time. But she's going to get Yuki. Yuki is going to come down, give a cautious introduction because this is the first time that she has seen one of the dragons, of course. The youngsters, they tend to, like, it's kept away from them because the dragons are really powerful creatures that have this magic coursing through them. Obviously, you don't want to be messing with them unless you know how to deal with it and you're a priestess. So the kids, they've been aware that the Dragonarium exists, but it's kind of like a mythical place to them. Only the priestess is allowed to visit and nobody else is. Obviously, Lady Oriana feels as though her daughter should have a clear understanding of like where exactly it is that they draw their power from and how what's influencing their change. So she's going to do that. Now, if you guys are wondering how these skills were decided upon, essentially, I have a list of all of the skills in the game that are non-technological, and I randomize. So for all our teens, I just go and randomize, and then I try and fit it into the story. So she's giving a cautious introduction to this dragon that is, like, she's seen for the very first time. And it's very cold. Yeah, she just became acquaintances. It's very, very cold. Let's see. Okay. Well, Yuki seems to be doing quite well with one of our dangerous dragons over here. So, normally, these things are never let out of the Dragonarium. This is the first time one of the dragons has been allowed to come to the castle, so it's kind of a big deal. It hasn't gone inside yet. The other kids have not seen it. But Yuki, oh, okay. Claws and everything. Yuki's doing a great job with this dragon, which is very nice to see. At first, she was very cautious, but I think she's getting a bit more comfortable. Probably as the vagueness of this creature is kind of being pulled back and she's figuring out things. It's making it less mysterious and therefore less scary. So that's good to note. Now, these dragons doesn't mean they will maul you or anything. It's just that nobody can harness their powers except for the priestess. So, for all everyone else knows, these might be absolute sweethearts, but Queen Wisteria deliberately maintains this fictionist story that they are very dangerous creatures and the dark creatures, and you really need to keep them locked up in the Dragonarium. So it's part of her power, I guess, to have these assets in her army that nobody else knows much about. So there we go. But like we said, Yuki does need to get some. She's going to speak to the dragon. I think that's what we want to get done. She was going to learn. Oh, where is it? Where's the training stuff? Come on, we need to learn how to speak to the dragon. So she's going to be doing that, if possible. Oh, I thought the dragon was going. Oh, look at that! That's so cute. Look at this. Look at this. This dragon. Hold on a second, guys. This dragon is walking around here in front of the castle, wondering. Aspect of the dragon. You look like me. I relate. We relate. We are one. Oh, it's glorious. Look at that. It is absolutely glorious that our little dragon is looking at the big dragon. No. Okay, but yes, Yuki needs to try and speak to this one. Or at least try and understand it. She probably can't speak to it the same way that Zelda can, but she's gonna try and understand this dragon. I mean, when she's speaking to it, she's probably just hearing animalistic sounds. Whereas when Zelda is speaking to it, who knows what she hears. But she gets more of a magical touch. So she's definitely gonna be, there we go, she's learning. And I think the pet training skill, depending on what creatures we have, will probably be something akin to learning about that creature, as opposed to teaching that creature tricks or anything like that. So, anyways, I think this episode is stretching a bit too long. I'm probably not going to take us through the entirety of the day because, I mean, you already know what we're going to get up to. It's just skill building, so I can do that off camera, behind the scenes. But that's essentially where we are at now. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting a closer look at our teens and seeing the things they get up to, seeing Yuki on her first hunt, and then of course don't forget we have that thing going on with Queen Wisteria and Lady Zelda. So there's some stuff in the works. There's quite a bit of stuff in the works. But okay guys, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.